Oh, it's let's say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody out there
Yes.
on podcast land. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on everything. LinkedIn, YouTube. Find our page, Greg Wright's Realtor, and there we are. Today we got myself, Greg Wright's Live, and our lender, Kurt Gentz out of Fresno, California, Nexa Mortgage Broker, and he's got loans from your first time home buyer to FHA low downs, all the way to conventional VA, stated loans for people that are privately funded, privately entrepreneurs
Yep.
that have their own business, and they need to use stated loans because they may not show certain things on paper that those kind of stated loans work. We've got those. We've got construction. We've got land loans. We've got it all. So
Yes, we
call
do.
Kurt and me, and we'll get you hooked up. Um, so how you doing today, Kurt?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm having a lot of positivity lately, and we're our phones are ringing off the hook right now. It's I think
I
we've
did
got a little turn. Yes, I do.
for closers.
That's right.
Guys, you know what we're doing today? We every couple weeks or so, sometimes more often than less, we'll do a podcast on the markets. We're going to hit a quick national market and then Fresno, California, Central Valley of California, because that's the area we live in. That's what we rock and roll and produce in, and we're here for you guys in our area. But let's give a real quick real estate market update and then a home mortgage and news update on that. I'll be quickly here now. This whole thing shouldn't last more than 7-8 minutes. With us, you're going to get the truth with me and Kurt, not what we want you to hear, but the truth, so you can make a decision that it is the right time to list and buy at this time in real estate. You can make an educated decision. Okay, going through the real estate market overall, the housing market nationally is stabilizing. It has slowly turned into a what we call a buyer's market in real estate. Lenders and real estate professionals, meaning that the buyers have a slight advantage over the sellers now in pricing, negotiating on their offers, and getting the right opportunities. Sellers are still happy because they're selling for a reason, so everybody's pretty much winning right now. Sliders have it. Buyers market, they have an edge right now. The buyers, um,
Definitely.
the prices now. Talking about Fresno, California area here, not national. Uh, Price has corrected about 1.74% from October to November, which means the houses, the home's average price home in Fresno County was 393,000 in October, and in November, by the end of November, it was 385. So that's about 1.74% less month to month. Okay, and that's because of the holidays and typically the season too. So don't think it's just a market crashing. Uh, we have about 2,000 units on the market. In October, we had 2,100, and in November, we have 1,979. So we're about 120 units less than we had month to month, October to November, is the stats I'm giving you. But that's because of the holidays, and less people list during the holidays. So the market is very stable on listings. We're having about the 2,100 units a month coming in. We're selling we're selling a little bit less than that. So inventory is stabilized at about 2,100 active units and available. So buyers have choices now. That's the good news. Okay. The For sale, we've dropped to 5.7% less for sale October, November. That was because of the holidays, though, or Thanksgiving. We sold about 13.7% less, but a majority of that was because of the holidays, too, and the season that we're in. And then pended, we had a 2.2% less pending accepted offers, but almost all of that is due to the season and the holidays. Yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Time on the market. The height of the market was 16 days. So we're going to say April and May. We were closing deals and we were getting accepted offer on a listing 16 days. Now we're double that, a little over double that at 35 days. However, if you go back to 2019 or you take a 30-year snap of a real estate market in Fresno County, our area, your average time is about 36 to 45 days. So you're still within the average time. So things are still moving at a good pace. Um, Inventory, We have 3 months supply right now. At the height of the market, when it was a seller's market, everything was moving in 2 weeks, your house was sold. We only had a month supply of homes, 30-day supply of homes. We now have 90-day supply. So buyers, you have a great choice. You have lots of choices out there to choose from. Uh, Sellers are actually negotiating closing costs and reductions in prices, both. We're getting buyers into homes. They're very excited. The sellers are excited to get an offer. So buyers, don't wait for this market to start to get where you think it's going to go, because then you're going to be all bets off, coming in at full price, and having to deal with all that. Now's the time to strike. Having a good agent like myself, Greg Rights of Rights team, Tyler Dillon on our team to negotiate the right price for you and get yourself a deal. And Kurt here is going to tell you about the rates of different plans and the headlines there. He can get you the loan. We can get you the home and the loan. And I like to say this: you're married to the home. You're not married to that interest rate. You'll refinance out of there because they will go back down. And what do you got, Kurt?
So I have a crazy idea. I think now is a time that you can take advantage of the high rates as opposed to run away from them. These high rates are creating way less people in the marketplace. We've got buying power again. We went from 20 offers on a property. You have to offer this maximum value, 25,000 over the asking price, $25,000 appraisal gap. That's a lot of money that people were putting at these houses. So now that the rates are up a little bit, you can take advantage of it and get some power back. You can go in and get a full price offer. You can get a 3% seller concession. You can get, buy downs where your interest rate is low for the first couple of years. I mean, we've got so much power in a higher rate market for the buyer that's willing to jump in. And, the greatest wealth can be gained with real estate. So, I think it's a great time. Rates are still historically low. Our conventional rates, I'd say, our best rate today is about 5.99. FHA and VA we're at 5.625. For our best stuff, we're rocking and rolling, and I think it's only going to get a little bit better for the buyers. So I really think now's a great time to buy.
Yeah, and what are some of your rate programs and rates that you have going right now?
Yeah, we've got really good stuff. I mean, our rates are historically low compared to the market, so we're beating a lot of people. So yeah, I just think our 5.99 is not scary. 5.625 is not scary.
5.625.
Yeah, that's FHA and VA.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, and if you can get that with seller concession and put that towards it, it's a great situation to be in. So I see the market going crazy if it drops another half a point. You and I were talking about that a little earlier. If it drops a half a point, I think it's going to go nuts, and then we're going to have multiple offers. You're going to lose your seller credit. You're going to lose, that lower value because there's going to be multiple offers. So you got to offer more, and potentially the appraisal gap's going to come back. So I think strike while the iron's hot. Get it during the holidays where there's less shoppers. Yeah, now's a great time.
And there's two loan programs that we see. What do you see for the buyer's advantage? Because we're talking about the buyers having the advantage right now. Our buyers are kicking butt on the sellers, actually. I mean, we're getting some good deals for our buyers. Our sellers too that we're working with on the listings, we're holding strong for them, but they have to, you have to negotiate right now. Our sellers understand that. What are some of the offers you're seeing come across that have been accepted? A couple maybe one or two offers you can share that you go, wow, this is a good deal for this buyer. You got to experience or two.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting the last one that I had. The buyer actually slow played the seller, put in an offer, and then they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do, and they just waited and waited and waited, and there was no other offer that came in. So the seller came back and countered with a lower offer, and it got accepted. So, that stuff wasn't happening 6 months ago, not even a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I'll buy a property, about every once a quarter, about every 3 months, and I'll rehabilitate it, right? Real quick of a home, and what we call flipping or remodeling, and I do that about every 3 months.
Sure.
So the last one when I bought it, it was 300 was the price. 285, 290. I ended up listing it at 307. I dropped down to 300 and then 295. But I dropped it down within 15 days, it went from 310 to 295. I immediately sold it because it was priced right at 295 to 300, and it was a good opportunity. Yeah, I was the seller, uh, so I had to negotiate, right? Give them
Sure.
some closing cost, 6,000. So the buyer's happy; they got a beautiful home, and I had to negotiate, give the closing cost, but the buyer's taking advantage of the market, right? That
Yeah.
wasn't happening. If that was 8 months ago, the beginning of 2022 this year, that would have been 310 plus another 15. I would have made
Absolutely.
325 on that property, versus 295. So that's what we're talking about.
Sure.
Now, I give a couple of examples of, like, there's a 2-to-1 buy down. There's a 2-to-1 buy down. There's like a 7-year arm, a 5 or 7-year arm. Can you
Yeah,
explain a little bit for the buyers out there?
the adjustable rate mortgages are actually terrible right now on all the lenders that we have, because they know that when inflation drops, the rates are going to drop and everybody's going to refi. So the adjustable rate loans aren't attractive.
Okay.
But the 2-1 buy downs are very attractive. I have a client, house was $600,000. They're saving $700 a month the first year and $350 a month the second year, doing a 2-1 buy down that the seller is paying for. So, I mean, that's a huge advantage, especially for a first-time home buyer, and it can help you get past that, that first initial shock of having that big payment. It softens that blow, and then when the rates drop here in the next 12 to 18 months, 6 months, who knows, that's when you take advantage of the refi and you make that the permanent rate. That's the plan, at least.
Nice. Okay. That makes sense. Well, it's a great time to buy. We're getting, we put in actually September, October, November, the rights team. We put more transactions in escrow and done more deals with you than the rest of the year, and have closed more deals the last 3 months because the buyer activity has picked up greatly. So it's time to go. Buyers are telling us the same thing, right, Kurt?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Anything else you want to share before you give them your information?
No, I don't think so. I think, if you're on the fence and you're thinking about, is now the time? Should I do this? Just call us and let us walk you through it. We'll show you some numbers. We'll let you know what you qualify for. It can't hurt to take a peek. No obligation. If it works out, great. That dream of home ownership is pretty important.
Yeah, I've been dealing with. I'm glad you said that, because I'm getting a lot of rental calls, right? Because sometimes they think our for sale signs, for all the listings that we have with our sellers, we do a lot of listings. They think it's for rent a lot of times, so they'll call, and I turn them into a buyer. I go, why rent at $1,800 a month when you can buy for that or less? And so we're getting them over to you, and they're qualifying to buy in many cases. Yeah. So renters out there, give me a call. Give me Kurt a call. We'll walk you through it, take you into home ownership. We can get you into your next house for less than the deposit and rent and all that on the next house, and many opportunities that happens. So don't just try to rent. You're paying somebody else's mortgage if you do that. You're still paying the mortgage. You're just paying the landlords.
Yep.
Kurt's got his number there. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, my number is 559-392-5009, and my motto is everybody can buy a house. It's just a matter of when. So might as well get that started.
I love it. You dream it, go do it, right? Greg Ryan's my number is 559-260-1777. Kurt's website is kurtgoetz.com. Kurt Getz. That's KURTGOETZ.com. And ours is FresnoMaderoHomesearch.com. The right team is FresnoMaderoHomesearch.com. You guys have a great day. Lines are open. We're ready to help and show you how we get this done.
That's right.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
All right.